I bought a house and it cost me a friend. When I signed the papers for my house, I felt my life split into the before and the after. Today, I became a homeowner. My name is Danika, and for most of my childhood, the idea of home was flexible at best. We moved constantly, sometimes because rent went up, sometimes because mom's relationship fell apart. Whatever the reason, no house was a home. I learned early not to get attached to bedrooms or neighbors. I learned how to pack fast, how to fold clothes tight so they'd fit into garbage bags, how to decide which toys were worth carrying and which ones were too heavy to justify. I learned to let go of things without crying, and learned attachments only caused pain. There was one year we lived in a shelter. I don't talk about it often, not because it's dramatic, but because it's strangely quiet in my memory. I remember adults whispering at night, trying not to wake the kids while worrying out loud. That year did something permanent to me. It taught me that stability isn't guaranteed. It's not something you can just assume will show up if you're good or patient or optimistic enough. So I decided early that if stability was something you could build, I would build it. While other kids talked about what they wanted to be when they grew up, I fantasized about something simpler: a front door that stayed in the same place, and a bedroom I didn't have to leave behind. I didn't know how I'd get there, I just knew I needed to. I worked my way into a decent paying job and then into a better one. Nothing flashy, no viral success story, just years of consistency. I paid off my student loans aggressively. I didn't upgrade my car when I could have. I skipped vacations that looked amazing on social media. I skipped some nights out when I was invited, even when I felt boring for doing so. I packed lunches while coworkers ordered takeout and teased me for being disciplined. People noticed, and not always in a good way. My friends are good people. They're kind and funny and creative and supportive in ways that have nothing to do with money. But our lives look different now. Most of them still rent. Some bounce between jobs that pay enough but don't offer much growth. Many still get help from their parents, help with rent, surprise deposits, a phone plan that never quite became their responsibility. I don't judge them for that. If I had parents who could help, I would have taken the help too. I don't think I'm better than them. I just think I made different choices because I was afraid of different things. Jessica and I have been friends for almost 10 years. We met at work, back when neither of us had money and both of us complained about it constantly. She's magnetic, the kind of person who can turn a bad day into a story worth telling. She dreams big, talks fast, and believes deeply in potential. Hers, mostly, but also other people's when it fits the moment. As my career progressed and my salary grew, something subtle shifted between us. At first, it showed up in small moments. When we ordered takeout, the bill would slide toward me. "You make more," she'd say with a laugh, already pulling her hands back. I paid, telling myself it wasn't a big deal. It was just dinner. But then it happened again, and again, until I stopped ordering and started cooking. Jessica still ordered takeout while I ate my home-cooked food, and she teased me for it, but she did it in a way that had some frustration attached. When trips came up, Jessica would invite me and casually suggest I cover the nicer hotel room. "It just makes sense," she'd say. "You're doing well." When I said I couldn't, that I was saving for a house, she'd sigh like I was being dramatic. Once, she said I ruined her vacation by being so rigid because she had to get a small, cheap room because I didn't go. Another time, she joked that my savings account was holding me hostage. I started saying no more often, not angrily or with speeches, just calmly. "I can't right now." The closer I got to my goal, the more confident I felt saying it. I was so close to my dream of stability that no came more easily, and she didn't take that well. Around that time, Jessica started another business. She has started several over the years: an online boutique, a wellness brand, a consulting idea that never quite explained what it consulted on. Each one arrived with the same energy. "This is it. This time is the winner. This is the one that will change everything." She asked me to meet for coffee. She was buzzing before I even sat down, words tumbling over each other. And then she said it. She wanted me to invest $5,000. I remember the tightness in my chest when she said the number. Not panic, something closer to disappointment. I told her I couldn't. I explained that my money was tied up in my house savings, that I wasn't comfortable investing in something risky right now. I told her I believed in her, but I couldn't take the risk. Her expression changed immediately. "You won't invest in your best friend?" she asked me angrily. "I just can't take $5,000 out of my savings right now. I'm looking toward down payments and closing costs." "But you'll get it back. I just need it as an investment." "I understand you'll try to pay me back, Try, she said loudly. You really have no faith in me. I just can't do it right now. I'm sorry. Do you even know how selfish you are? All you care about is yourself. I have a real opportunity to change my life, and you're too worried about yourself to help me. And it continued like that. She claimed I had never supported her, that I was selfish, that it was ironic that someone with so much money could be so cheap. That word echoed in my head. Cheap, like she'd found the simplest way to explain me. I didn't raise my voice, and I didn't list the times that I had paid for dinners, or covered tickets, or helped her out when she was short. I just said no again. That was the moment everything changed between us. She stopped replying to some of my messages, and in group chats, she went quiet when I spoke. I found out later that she'd been talking about me to our other friends, telling them I'd changed, that money had made me cold, and that I cared more about a house than people. Our friend group divided in ways I didn't expect. Some friends understood immediately. They knew Jessica's history with businesses. They knew how often she had asked for help without much of a plan. Others sided with her. They said $5,000 wasn't that much to me, that friendship should matter more than money. I lost my temper seeing their messages, so I reminded them I had invested a total of $8,000 across the last 5 business ideas Jessica had had, and had never been paid back, and asked which of them could say they had done the same. The group chat went silent until Courtney messaged back. I think Danika has done more than enough to show her support. Jessica still owes her $8,000. Until that's paid back, there's nothing more to be said. And with that, the group chat fell quiet again. What hurt most wasn't the disagreement. It was how relentless it became. Jessica didn't vent once and move on. She spent time every day trying to convince our friends who sided with me to change their minds. She framed it as disappointment and betrayal. She made it sound like I had failed some unspoken moral test, and if I could hurt her like this, it was only a matter of time until I could do the same to them. There were nights I questioned myself. Late at night, surrounded by boxes meant for a house that wasn't quite mine yet, I wondered how Jessica could feel so entitled to my money. Money I had worked for and saved, when she still owed me that much. And then I'd remember being 8 years old in a shelter hallway, holding a trash bag with my clothes in it, listening to adults argue about who would take us in next. I'd remember how instability doesn't just live in your circumstances, it moves into your body, how it teaches you that safety is physical, it's walls, it's keys, it's knowing you won't have to leave. Even if I had nothing else, I would have a home. When I finally moved into my new house, I sat on the floor of the living room. The rooms were empty and echoed. The walls were bare. It didn't look like the photos people post online when they buy a place, but it was mine. Jessica didn't congratulate me. Some days I miss her. Some days I feel lighter without the tension. Both things exist at the same time, and that's uncomfortable. I don't think she's a bad person. I think she's used to leaning on other people and didn't expect that support to ever stop. But I think I'm someone who learned early that no one was coming to save me. I don't know if I handled everything perfectly. Maybe I should have set boundaries sooner. Maybe just saying no exposed cracks that were already there that I just hadn't seen before. Or maybe this is just what happens when people grow in different directions and money becomes the easiest thing to fight about. But it still leaves me with one question. Where is the line between being a good friend and protecting the life you worked so hard to build? If you enjoyed this reading, please hit like and subscribe so you don't miss future stories. We'd love to hear from you in the comments. This has been Tales by Rachel, where we breathe life into every story.